everybody, and welcome to another podcast here from the Bruco Bus. And I am joined now with, I've got Tom Rees, but I'm also mainly with Hold Your Horses, which is Tasmin Loke and Ash Williams. Now, guys, you had quite a good season so far.
Yeah, I think we have. We've tried. We've improved.
It's gone so much better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Sorry, so excited.
We were expecting to be where we are.
Because you've both been involved with the sport previously.
Yeah.
What was your previous team?
Who Dares Wins.
Who Dares Wins.
Yeah, 2018, 2019 we did. You were before that.
Yeah, I've had all sorts of different teams.
Yeah. So we've sort of experienced.
We've never teamed up before, but we've always been like in the sport together and whatnot.
Yeah.
And just kind of like I put a post up this year or last year I think saying like I want to get back into it because work commitments aren't the same anymore, so I've actually got time to do it.
Because you're working in the race industry.
Yeah, so it's very demanding and holidays and stuff is almost impossible. Especially most of the time horse boarding would fall on my weekends on, and when you work in racing you can't book your weekends on off. And so I'm not working in racing anymore, which is, it's okay, like it's just, I did my time there, but now I've actually got a life. Now I can actually do the things I want to do, and now that I've actually got time to do what I want to do, I feel like I've come back so much more committed and much stronger.
And you seem to be really, really enjoying this season.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad to be back. Like I missed it, but I didn't realise how much I missed it when I actually got back on the board. Like I've been skateboarding with my dogs at home and it's fun, but when you get behind a horse, totally different ball game. So like it's.
And we sort of said, didn't we? This year we were just going to have a bit of a laugh, get back into it, and just enjoy it instead of. We weren't really expecting to really compete.
Yeah.
Seeing the other teams doing it.
And you've had some great races. You had some. Your boarding's becoming stronger and stronger. Ash, toe side turn, I think, is the stronger of the two.
It's always been the stronger. My hillside. This year more than ever has gotten stronger, and I think a lot of that has become like you get stronger within yourself. Like I do feel a lot of racing has to do a lot of like how I've grown in myself into maturity and whatnot, and just being a stronger person in general, really.
Because there is a physical strength
absolutely
part of the racing.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people don't like to bring it in about male and female, like their bodies are different. Like men usually do have a higher strength thing or whatever, but like I feel like me coming into it shows people that girls can be as strong. Like, it was at East Anglia, I took my helmet off and the woman was like, "Oh my goodness, it is a girl," and I was like, "That's right, I can do it as well." Like, but I get it though, because when you do look at the replays and stuff, when I've got my stuff on, like you can say she and girl team and whatnot, but people see like, but it looks like a dude.
It's a load of pads. They're only seeing pads. You know, years ago we used to have the joust. Our team was one of the first teams to have a girl knight that was hidden as a knight, so she had to do everything in a helmet. We made up a whole story about it, and then eventually she'd take her helmet off and shake her hair off, and the crowd like, "Ooh!" It is actually, because the pads.
I wish I could do that.
So, you've had quite a few crashes. A lot of them you've managed to rock out.
Yeah.
And you did I mean, obviously we're going to look at the crash that happened in Bowood, which has kind of put you out of action for a little bit.
Yeah.
But in terms of the other crashes, do you feel like you've been learning to fall, or do you feel more control of them? Or
again, like it is to me, like the first thing that comes to my head is racing. Like racing really has taught me like to fall, to roll, how to like you do have like naught of a second when you're going, but a lot of the time you do know when you're going to go. So you have to like teach yourself and train yourself like, okay, I'm going now, tuck in sort of thing, and then when you fall, give yourself a minute, but then it does hurt, but then I remember I've got the crowd looking, I've got cameras on me, clap my hands, take my helmet off, smile, let everyone know like it's just part of the game. I'm doing this for free. It's great.
The amount of people who've said to me, "Is she your friend? You have a friend that does this?"
Yeah. Well, I took my dog to the vet the other day and they said, "Oh, you the horse?" And I've got a friend called Tasmin who does the pose. I was like, "That's my rider." "Oh my god, you on the board?" Yeah. That's me.
So let's be in the prelim to this video that we're going to show. You've been having a good weekend at Bowood. You had 3 good heats, some high speeds, and you did 20, and you rode that out.
Yeah. my face was like, I was doing, it's going to be over in a minute.
Gotta say, the course was really, really good. I thought Bowood, it was just about the right length.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Yeah,
time.
and in practice, you had
Into
to
the turn,
practice,
she
you
actually
had really
the horse had a good line, the ball really picked the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice
Really,
and smooth,
really
nice and
good.
smooth.
It
Yeah.
was a beautiful track. Just up until probably Sunday, about when
I shouldn't have made that decision, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have made the small decision.
So what was the decision? What was the fateful decision that you made? And what was the communication after we'd had a conversation about the board? What was the conversation that happened between you two before that race?
I think pretty much the same. Like the same I said to you with Dan about the board. Like, it felt really good. Jack took me around the camp with, I think he was holding the rope, but I was holding his hand. Can't actually remember. Don't remember much from Bowood actually, but here we are. But yeah, it felt good, and I remember Aidan saying that, I think because it had the blue eggs in it, and he said that it might be a little bit too stiff for me at the moment, and I was like, okay. So I think, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure Ryan loosened it up for me just so it'd be a bit easier on that. So when I was in the camp, me and Jack were going around, I was like, oh, this is turning really nice. This will be fine. But with experience, I should have thought, if I can turn this easy, this slow bit by someone, that's you're signing your death contract in a race.
I'd say sort of from my experience, especially like making the decision to sort of switch a board, especially towards like the last heat of the weekend, is pretty spectacular.
I feel like we
you don't know what's up your feet, especially going from sort of an MBS deck to then a tramper deck.
Yeah.
And I feel the tramper decks sort of lend themselves a little bit more towards boarding than an MBS deck, let's say, because the MBS tend to be very, very stiff underfoot.
Yeah, it's quite heavy as well.
The deck is more forgiving, and you can sort of push and lean into the turn some more. But making that decision, like, good on you. But we didn't even speak about it before, did we?
No.
I feel like it was sort of last minute. We were up and down, weren't you? We were like, maybe we should do our board first, just to get.
Yeah. I said I'll take that board to go first.
I feel like you just were like, nah, this is really good.
Oh yeah. I was getting a bit cold.
I had said so. The conversation that we had, Ash, was you were telling me about this new board, and I was like, okay, great. Don't do anything crazy on it. Just take it easy to start with. Let's see what you actually did.
In the advanced category. Now we have, is it hold your horses? Yes. So the last in the advanced class for the first rotation before we go back to the elites. And these guys, again, I really like this pony. Numeral is he's an ex-Gold Cup polo pony, and it loves this. I get the impression.
It does seem like he enjoys the sport, for sure. And considering you come from a polo, it's a lot less violent.
Yeah. But he gets to stretch, and he gets to duck and dive. And whoa!
That was a real shame. She just got a wiggle over the start line and stood up really straight, and it just launched her out. She's still down. And get somebody over to the medics right there, so that's good at least. That's a shame.
Okay, so I mean, you were saying during the video there that you were waving at a crowd.
Yeah, there was a little mother and a mother and a little daughter, and they're like, "Go Ash, yeah!" And I was like, "Oh, who are you guys?" And I saw and I didn't recognise them. And I thought, well,
fans.
This has happened quite a lot. We've noticed, quite a few people that go
names,
to. So I was like, okay, cool. Gonna get this right. Got it all wrong.
You had all the confidence.
Yeah,
confidence.
Like that. Yeah, like I won't lie. I was feeling really cocky, and I'm pretty sure the universe was like, yeah.
And we come around that corner, you were like, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And literally, I didn't do it. I just very steadily just went. Okay.
Because everyone thought you went too much.
As soon, I think from the camp, some people were like, you accelerated. I didn't do any accelerating, but it was literally.
It looked like a good racing start to me.
She went, and literally as soon as you said it was like release.
Because it was when we were coming out, and I took the first little turn to do our circle, and it's toe side, so I went in a little bit, and I could feel the and I was like, hang on, and immediately, and then I thought, just go, Taz, just go. And I don't know what I was thinking. I thought the speed would save me.
It's the difference between the boards, isn't it? So MBS very, very solid board, and then when you get them onto the tramp, and they're very forgiving into the turn, and then you get that slight pop out the deck.
That's what it felt,
which is what they're built for, and what allows you to kind of spring out the turn, and you just quite weren't ready for it, were you? And oh my god, mate, you took the hardest out of and to be honest, it looked heavy on his shoulder anyway.
I still got a little
out of it.
It really was a heavy hit. Like you, on the day, live, I didn't really see it, but then having watched it back, you make that rotation, it's a solid hit.
I think it happened so quick. It looked so quick on there.
Yeah,
so you didn't.
I can't remember. Like as the days and weeks go on, I really try and sit and try and think like when everything happened, and I just can't gather it. And I watch the replay, and I'm like, oh okay, I remember that. Okay, I remember everyone shouting my name, but I couldn't respond. Yeah. Okay.
So
flash of white.
You're saying that the paramedics and the ground crew came to you and helped you off, but so was there some concern initially? Were they concerned about your neck?
The first initial concern was head injury, because as soon as I hit my head, I remember a flash of white, and that's about it. And then a little bit, I could hear people coming, but I couldn't. I wanted to respond, but I couldn't. And it's just when I went to A&E, they said it's like being what I went through was like being in a car crash. And then when I look back at how I felt in the pain and stuff, it felt like I've been hit by a car, but it was the floor. And
you initially thought
it
was a head.
Yeah, I thought because I couldn't. I was like, everything was hurting, and they were trying to remove the helmet slowly, and it was just hurting. But then as we got up and put me to the side, the adrenaline died down, and then there's excruciating shoulder pain, and I started crying and everything, and I don't like crying in front of people, but I did. And I thought, oh my god, I've got a horseboarder's injury. It's either your wrist, collarbone, or your shoulder. I did
it, guys. But now, then you go, Tasman. You go back to the pits and
worried about
one board rider.
I did think I killed you.
Didn't stop you looking for another board rider, or at least taking propositions.
I thought I was there, and it was the last. Yeah, it was the last heat, and Ryan came over, and he was sort of hanging about, sort of mentioning Ash, and I was like, you want to get out there, don't you, Ryan? He was like, yeah, do you mind? And I was like, well, the horse hadn't had he'd gone just past, and I thought, he felt really good. He felt really good last weekend, and so we thought. Yeah.
So, do we have the Ryan race? We don't have the Ryan race. So Ryan. Was it Ryan who went first then?
Yes. Ryan was going to do both. That was the plan.
Yes.
Right.
But
I went to block.
So Ash, you're in the little runoff chute there, being attended to by the paramedics.
Very exposed to everyone. They couldn't put a 10 like racing around me. Come on.
This one's had it.
So all I remember is Ryan got to be there. Ryan had just done his racing.
He was excited.
Ryan's great. Ryan's very, very well experienced within the horse-boarding world, and I was watching him going around going, he looks great, he looks smooth. Really solid. When I watch these people like Aidan and Ryan, got so much experience in horse-boarding, I'm about time. And then Ryan, I remember Ryan's looking in his you'll like that horse. Because I've kind of dodged about this season a little bit, trying to run for some better, some quicker teams, and sort of knowing that I want the speed, but maybe not quite being there in my skills at the moment. I know exactly where I am within the horseboarding. I know my manual skills, but I know exactly where I am horseboarding. Sorry.
Yeah.
At the moment, I kind of run around. You'll really love that horse.
He come running over to me. He was like, I know who love this. Johnny love this.
I don't think he even knew. I think at the time, Taz was like, oh, okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, he just said, do you mind? I went, no, but you love this speed. I'll go and ask him.
Obviously, I've had a really comfortable weekend with Ernst. We've done really, really well. I was a bit disappointed with sort of and the vetting at that. It is what it is, and you just got to take the punches. But the chance to get out with a sort of quicker horse, with the advanced class, then I was all for it. I was like, yes, run.
And at which point I'm in the commentary box, and it
quiet.
comes through. Well, that's because that's
Eve told me your real reaction. she was like, he was not happy.
No. I think afterwards as well. I don't think he didn't walk past.
Yeah.
It's all right, Dan. I just got a shake of the head.
I felt like we were completely like, we're loving it. Everyone else is.
The problem was when Ryan came out and did the race with you, I was a little bit nervous, but as soon as he went to that first turn, I was like, oh, Ryan's got this. He's all over this. He's fine. No matter what you do, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah. We had discussed.
Yeah. But then,
which is what we didn't.
But then, when you guys came out, all of a sudden, it felt very much like people doing HC runs, or fun runs as we used to call them. And the reason that we stopped doing fun runs is because too many people got hurt. Because people would be the adrenaline's up, the blood's up, we're having a great weekend. It was always the last heat, and then they'd be like, oh, I'll go on you. Oh yeah, I'll go on you. Let's do a run. And everyone's like, high, and then they'd do these crazy runs, and it'd be just broken border, and you're like, no, stop. It's like that's
especially after the whole weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
It was generally exacerbated by the fact we'd had such a crazy weekend. There were so many falls, so many border falls. There was 3 riders coming off horses as well. That just drag.
We're gonna get to.
Next year we have to stage the showground.
It was just one of them crazy weekends, and the fact that we kind of capped it with such a crazy run, and also got.
Well, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see. Let's see that race. But it was. I was during this. I was on the radio to Lisa, going, "No more HC runs."
I think we spoke. It was like if we'd kind of known the rule between ourselves.
Yeah, no,
we would have thought about it a little bit different.
It's
but
not.
the fact that I'm brand new to the sport.
Yeah, Ryan was just like, it's fine.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. There's no beef on it at all. It happens. Nobody got hurt.
But then also after the Ryan run, the horse was then switched on because obviously we haven't really been running him because we've been.
And what did you get with Ryan on the speedo?
26.
Right. Okay, so we'll look at this because this was your personal best.
It didn't feel fast. It felt faster.
Okay, so we have Hold Your Horses now coming back out with another different board rider. So this would be another HC run. Really flying 29 into that corner.
That horse is banking. Jolly's board is not set up for 29. Jesus. We were talking about tightening his board up, and he is struggling here. Look at the back end squirreling all over the place.
This is
15 seconds on the split, Dan. Jolly is wide again. Look at the kick out on that board. We were talking about tightening it up, and he's definitely going to have to if he's doing more runs like this. And they're flying around. You can see the board squirreling underneath him. He's definitely going to have to put some tighter springs in there. 21 up in the air. Can he hold it round this corner? Yes, he can. The border coming out. Ducks back in. Can he hold it again? No, he can't.
Release.
That was such a shame. Such a shame. Would have been a 45.74. HC runs got removed from these competitions for this reason. People get a little bit silly on HC runs, and they can end poorly. Glad to see Jolly's back up on the board. He worked incredibly hard at this top end to jump through that gate, but just put it.
Are you picking this up now? Yes. Okay, so Tom, tell us about that experience from your perspective.
So obviously I kind of just jumped in, and from my point of view, I want to get up quite quickly in the sport. I want to be pushing those runs, and obviously Tassin Newman feels good. Yeah, let's go for it. I couldn't quite believe the speeds we were actually doing when we hit the speed mark. It was 29. I was like, I could just about hear it over the commentary. and then watching it back just there and going, oh god! And I remember the commentary in there. Your ball was kind of not quite set. I actually felt really comfortable, and Taz, we come back after going, oh, we felt,
Yeah,
we felt
you talk
really
a lot,
comfortable together.
like going round. So he was like, slow, you know, around the 90s.
I'll make a point of shouting at people.
Yeah.
We're shouting at
Which is
horses and
good,
shouting at rides in
'cause
front
you
of me.
don't
I don't say anything.
Just to try and keep them going, and but the ball felt really good. Obviously, I've kind of done some setup changes for this weekend, sort of stuck a new set of dampers in, trying a new set of tyres this weekend as well.
Okay.
Just to make those sort of speeds a little bit
What
more.
what tyres did you go with?
I went for the Primo Strikers. So
Oh, okay.
they run a B down the middle, which decreases the rolling resistance. It's on a straight line.
And you got a sideways
good grip on the side pad, which I've always loved. I've always run them on those.
Well, that B down the middle, when you turn that, it's almost it can be like a little bit of a train track that you're pushing against as it's
exactly
in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as when you don't want the resistance, it sort of sits up on that middle strip, and hopefully it becomes a little bit more weightless with the horse.
Wow.
And then when you really push down, sort of the tyre wall starts to go. Then that's where you shove it on the sidewall of the tyre, and the ball really grips, and you can push in and turns.
So this is what you're set up for. It was 29.
Yes.
And Ash, what was your response at this moment? While you were, because I believe that there was a response from you at the point.
Yeah, I stood up shouting, and I quickly remembered I shouldn't have done that. Like, it really hurt, but like I said, it made me feel better about everything. Like, because I didn't want the team just to finish like that, and like seeing Ryan and Tom go round, I was like, you know what, that's what I wanted to see, and like Neely deserves it. You deserve that wind in your hair and your face. So yeah, it's just all in all, like I'm just like, yeah, it happened, but I'm still happy with how Bowood went in general. Like, it's just a learning curve. Like boarding before, when I look back at me before boarding when I was younger, like it was all, I never really progressed. I mean, I might have stayed up a little bit more, but it was not really progressing anywhere. And it wasn't anyone's fault. It's just where I was at the time. But then now, like, it's my team. This is us, and I'm all like, racing has helped us so much, like social like stuff, and like being strong as a person, and like learning sportsmanship and everything. Like, it's just so much better nowadays.
I think so. I'm going to touch on that just slightly. I know we're kind of running to the end of our segment, but over the years, multiple people have said that horseboarding has really helped them mentally.
Absolutely. And
I think that it's possibly two elements. I think one element is that we're all a big group of people, as much as there's some rivalries and stuff, but we're all a big group of people who are all trying to put on a good show. So we're working together as a team. We're working together as I always try to bring things back to tribal mentality. I think we had this conversation where it's like you either on a hunting party or whatever it is, but you're all working as a part of that team, and there's a certain basic sort of genetic reward structure with having that. And the second part is being in front of the audience and going out in front of an audience and performing, which whilst obviously many performers have struggled, you know, with mental health in terms of, you know, big shows, and I would say that Prague, when we did that, had a mental health effect on some of the guys, because I think they came back, you know, kind of warped everybody's mind a little bit. But I think that it's, I mean, I don't know, would you kind of agree with what I was saying in terms of the team and also the audience?
Oh, absolutely. Like, in a way, if you don't pay attention to it, you will miss it, because you're so focused with getting the time done, getting ahead of the team after you, whatever. But when you take time to think, like when you go around the arena, it's almost like you've made friends with the crowd in a way, because like we're a small team. We haven't got that many. I mean, we've got a few hundred followers, but like people do pick their teams, they do support, and they do travel, and they do come around. Like a few years ago, like we did a post of like this mother and daughter that travelled like 3 hours to come see. I can't remember, it's either Pocket Rocket or just Wing It, I can't remember, but like it's things like that. And for me, like, I mean, I think a lot of people do struggle with, do people like me, do people think of me of this and that, and then when you're out there, everyone loves you, like you are doing something that people would never consider ever doing, and like, you know, and again, we're doing it for free, like this is what we want to do, and it makes us feel good. And if I didn't have horseboarding, I'd feel really like quite left out with stuff, because at home, like, I have isolated myself with friends, but that's not them, it's just me going through my stuff at the moment. But coming this weekend, I was like, I can't wait to come this weekend, because I'm seeing my people again, and I feel safe here. Everyone knows me, everyone knows I'm a bit crazy, but it's fun.
Because we're all a little bit crazy. We ride skateboards behind horses.
I'll jump in again about that, about mental health and stuff. I've talked about this before on a dirt podcast with mountain boarding. I think as a rider, and I'm sure it's the same for the horse riders, especially not even in a show environment, when you just get out on your board, or you get out on your horse, you're sort of free.
Yeah.
It's very, very free.
Everything,
Your mind just goes blank, and it allows you just to chill out, and you're in
a sense of purpose.
Even if it is in an arena with 1,000 people around watching, you know, you're just in that state, and it allows you just to chill. And it is that sort of thing that sort of brings you back to sort of normality sometimes. You think your head's going a little bit crazy, you can bring yourself back out of it just by chilling. And I must say, horseboards, amazing community, and being around that as well and being involved.
I think that's it. It is a community, and that's the most important thing. We weren't expecting to get onto that. We will eventually do proper podcasts on that subject. But right now, we're going to go to some of the things that you would see if you come to a Living Heritage event, and the kind of other things that are around. And we're going to swap around because we've got Just Drag coming up in just a few minutes.
Send it. Watch out this weekend.
Demonstration we do, we will always try and get some adults in, trying some like Harrisawk or one of the bigger owls, and then we always involve the children as well. It's really important to get the children to understand about these birds and give them a bit of education about them as well, so we get all the little kids in, fighting some of the smaller birds, the kestrels, the American kestrels, and then we do a couple of the falcons as well. So it's just about getting people involved.
So we are back, and now we're going to be talking to Just Drag, so I'm here with Emily Gray and Sean
Mason.
Mason. I don't know why I struggle with your second name.
That's alright.
I always want to do. I don't know. I think was there a serial killer that had his name?
Most
was Mason?
probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we shouldn't get married.
I've been told. Oh, there's a first. I don't see a ring. Where does that come from?
Anyway, go back to the serial killer thing.
Rather strong in the name of Mason. Serial killer.
If everyone starts disappearing in a camp, then it definitely wasn't me.
So you guys have been with us for, this is your third or fourth season? Fourth season.
Oh, that makes it sound like been for ages.
I mean, we've seen some far longer in the tooth ponies today. Your intermediate, the advanced, you won the advanced, and then you qualified up into the elite. And then how have you found the elite championship up to this year?
Well, last year was rubbish because we only made 4 shows, so it was a tough one because Rolo got diagnosed with kissing spine, so we didn't make the last ones. So we kind of restarted again this year. Although we'd done 4 events, it had been so long that it was kind of a restart this year. But it's been right. It's been intense because I think we've watched so many of these phenomenal elite teams, and then we've stepped up into elite, and it's like, oh god, we're not that, and it's just remembering we're not that, but that's our aim.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got to process.
So obviously, this year you stared relegation in the face.
Dan has just been a dick.
But you know that. What did you find that motivating?
Yeah, I guess it pushed us on in anger.
Yeah.
Well, you in anger.
Yeah. It was a tough one because I knew that we were elite. I knew it.
Yeah.
It's just that I'd only brought Rolo back into work in February, March. So I knew that we were there and we had the elements. It was me remembering like how me and Rolo click, me like thinking about Sean, and it was just all coming back together. So yes, we could have stepped down into advanced, but we've done that. We've ticked that box.
No, absolutely.
And it was kind of like, no, we have got this. Bear with us. It's coming back together.
If anything, it's just more pushing ourselves on, because I mean, I've been practicing on my electric mounting board because we don't really practice that much home round a ring or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been pushing on a bit with that, trying to practice a bit more, trying to get myself up to higher speeds. And then obviously Emily's been really gelling with Rolo, so then she just had to have the confidence in both of them to then to push on. Like, it was more like at the start of the season, it's very much like, oh, we're in limbo, I don't know what we should do, should we do this, should we do that? But then it was like, actually, the team could do it, it just was us putting
And I
it
didn't
together.
have either Rolo or Sean at Tame. I just had Tom, who was just here, and Harry, so I didn't even have my own team. So then we started then the next
How
show.
did you manage that on the registration?
Because I am registered to use Harry.
Okay, so currently but then you still have two substitutions.
No, I don't, because I have Sean.
The original at 10.
No, because Harry's my registered horse.
Oh, I know, it doesn't matter.
So, No, Harry's my registered horse. Sean's my border.
Yeah.
So my
But
sub
Sean-
was Jolly. Harry's
Yes,
my horse.
Yes.
And
But-
then now, Rolo's my sub, Sean's my border, because he's my registered border. Not a lot of thought went into that.
And you said I was a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's not the brain.
Yeah, you're right.
She wanted to be watched.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Kavanaugh.
And I would say in my defence, sometimes what it looked like to me, taking all those things into account, what it looked like to me is that you needed a little bit of fire, and you needed a bit of a bit of let's, you know, this is actually, we want to be here and we want to prove that we're going to be here, and this is and all we were doing really as an organisation is saying, look, you've got all these reasons why you can't race at elite level. You want to bring it back to advanced whilst you're sorting that shit out, and as soon as you start stripping that class, we'll put you straight back up again. You know, it was more, it's
we totally got it, but stubbornness in me.
It should
Get him inside, and I was like, no.
Absolutely. And that's as a trick, when I was trick riding, that was one of my main motivating forces, was to prove everybody that I could do it.
Yeah.
You know, it was like people didn't necessarily believe in me, and I was like, I'll prove it.
To be fair, when we hit 30, I came back in the into the pits and went, who's not worth of elite now?
No, hold on. Now let's talk. You got the first little bit of the season, the first 6 heats. That's when the whole relegation conversation happened.
Yeah.
Then we move into the next couple, and then we get to Sandringham, and at Sandringham you put in an outstanding performance.
Yeah.
No two ways about it. There was great racing. You and Section 89 went all the way up to 30 miles an hour, and you guys weren't even the main races. Like you were third and fourth racing positions. You were racing at 30 miles an hour, and you got it was great, and it showed a whole standard. You know, one of the things that I've noticed, and you tell me what you think, is that the Rolo is sharper at high speed.
He's a really sharp horse just in general, and he's very reactive. So if I ask for a little turn or a little slow down, it's not a little slow down or a little turn, it's a sharp turn and a full stop. So he's very reactive. That's why sometimes when I'm at the start and it looks like everyone's like, go faster, and I'm like,
it's either a stop or a go, and obviously I'm trying to get around the start gates controlled, which I am. But yeah, he's very sensitive, so he is quite sharp. He can
what
turn
it
and he
seems
can
to me
stop.
is when you're particularly in the chicane, I've seen it. I saw it at Sandringham and I saw it at Bowood before the crash. That he looks like he is on the button and he's ready to go, and you're just like a little change of weight, and he's like, I'm with you, yeah, let's do it. And I think what the biggest confidence I think that maybe you need to gain as a team is knowing that when you say, okay, we've raced, now we're going to slow down, or at any point during the race we're going to slow down, that you know the horse is going to be there with you. That's the I think that's the trick. So we're going to jump on because we used a lot of time on the first one. Moving to Bowood. Personally, I think this was one of the closest major accidents that we've ever had.
Lucky I dealt with it rather than
We're going to watch it. We're going to watch the live stream, and then we're going to watch the other angle, which hasn't been shown anywhere.
Ooh, this is the first look.
And we're going to watch it in slow-mo because it's horrific. There's a number of things that went wrong here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. There was, the fall was 1 in a million. You see this in the slow-mo. It's a 1 in a million chance. The release was 50-50, as we said.
So technical, it's almost cutting back on itself in the hill. But here we are, straight into the next race, and just dragged the other away. This is at 26 miles an hour.
This is now the team drawing. Look, felt like they were drawing wide there, but they've got a nice angle on this apex of
Sean. On that corner, can he hold it together? Really being pulled through that corner there.
The horse owner having to make a strong change of direction, when the horse responded. This horse seems to come alive the faster it goes. More of a precision instrument. When it's slow, whoa! Release, stop! Release!
Help! And that has never happened before, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That was a new experience for us, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, as the release happened, the snapjacker didn't know that the rope somehow managed to get wrapped around the wing of the border, and the horse knew it. So well done to all parties. I hope Sean's okay there. He's got up. Probably going to have some real raspberry there. It's okay. Give that man a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That is what borders are about. He has just been dragged a good, maybe 400 metres there across the arena. I'm pretty sure they used to do that in the cowboy days as a little torture method. So he's done well and got back up. So yeah, we'll get them back, check him over, make sure he's okay, and everybody is okay. The horse seems alright, so yeah, I think the best of a bad situation there. As I say, I've never seen that happen. That is a first for us at horseboarding. But all parties did incredibly well to manage the situation, and that's why we have times.
Okay, so why?
You can talk, mate.
So yeah, we were just saying. Here we go.
Oh, it's just the other angle.
Let's talk through what you guys knew at this moment.
Well, all I knew is that I was coming out of that chicane way too wide, and I was not going to make that. I was heading towards that cone, and I was like, I either bail or I hit that cone square on.
You look like a salmon.
So I basically bailed, and then as I was hitting the ground, I was like, okay, right, I'm just going to hit the ground and go down.
My God.
But then the next minute, just grass started brushing past my face, and I was like, this doesn't usually happen. This isn't a regular occurrence.
You've been dragged for nearly 100 metres and now you're getting that thought process.
And I was getting this grass just dragged, and I was there, and I was like, what can I do? So I was like, right, my knee pads are touching the ground, they're just scraping fine. I was like, right, well I better bring my elbows in underneath me, so then my elbow pads save my arms, because I knew I was going to get torn to hell.
So you're looking for the release there?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it. and I couldn't. It wouldn't pull. So my next thought was, I'm gonna have to get off and release it like manually because it wouldn't release. And then Rolo like saw Sean and went, "Oh my god!" And then there we go. Off I am.
I just had to
at
wait
this point, we've got the loose horse. This is the
and then Dan comes to the rescue.
Yeah, I literally look up and was like, "Oh my god, I've never been so grateful to see you."
I know. I didn't even know any of this was going on because I was like face down in the ground. I mean, you know, like.
To be honest, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it was horrific to watch." I had no idea I was even dragging him until I heard stop.
That's why she was going faster.
I was going faster.
That's why she put a pedal down. She was
you
like,
know how we said about murderer?
Yeah.
that was a failed attempt.
But by all means, go back. Anybody who's watching this, go back and watch that slow-mo again, because I'm convinced that handle stayed. I haven't had time to spend a lot of time looking at this, but that handle stayed in midair, and as you rolled, you rolled over and the wheel went down through it. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, that is a one in a, well, we've had nearly 11,000 races in that sort of region, and that's never ever ever.
It's like what I said. I mean, I could probably be getting towed along behind the horse, and I could throw the handle at the wheel, and it probably still wouldn't snag and naturally.
Yeah, I've seen people at slow speed drop the handle on top of the wheel.
Yeah.
So like, I'm falling over, and it lands, and then they drag them. But you're doing like steady canters.
Yeah.
You know, to fall and rotate, and to have the wheel go through it as well. When, for me, my experience, coming through the audience, it felt like I could feel the air being sucked out of the arena as the shock and horror, like which you don't feel in the commentary box, but as I'm going through, people are like.
I was even oblivious to all of this.
It was like everybody could see this is a real problem. And then as I saw you, I remember looking up and seeing you kind of tip off the horse, and as I saw you going, my brain just focused on the rope and I didn't see anything else. It was like, do not rope. There was a moment where I was like, I haven't got hold of this horse and it could run off now. And I'm like, but it's going to run off with you on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've just got to cut it. That's it. But look, it was just a split second.
I mean, luckily Rolo didn't. He was probably the least panic in the situation. He literally stood there and was like, "Why are you both on the floor?"
If anything, it was just lucky that you acted on your instincts.
Yeah.
Cut that rope. Just as you say, it could have got.
I've been in a situation. So we'll give this a little bit of context, then we're going to move on. I have seen there's a video years ago. So I used to do trick riding, and like they do in the show. And there was a girl who was in Europe somewhere. She was part of a Cossack troop. Generally, teams in Eastern Europe that are Cossacks are very, very good. She was doing a basic, simple trick. The horse had a little bit of a jib, and she fell off the horse. The horse caught her on the back of the head, knocked her out, and then dragged her around the audience, around the arena, killed her. Yeah. Several years ago, this is several years ago. I was in a situation where my saddle slipped. Tom tried to save me. My saddle slipped. I was in a very similar situation, but I was a lot closer. Lucky for you, you've got pads on, you've got a helmet on, so there's all those things that were like in your favour. But so I got dragged, blah blah blah.
I mean, I'm stood at the edge of this. I watched it happen, and I had to run down an arena chasing him.
It was
scary stuff.
I got in a pretty bad drag. One that we'll find that shot and we'll show it up another time. And it was, I knew as in that moment. So my saddle had slipped all the way around. My right foot was on this side of the horse, and completely strapped in. And I know if the back feet catch me, which are right here, that's it. So I'm leaning forward, sticking my elbow in the arena surface, which is at Hartbury College, get dragged all the way around the ring. They nearly didn't catch me, so the horse brought me all the way back, and then luckily they caught me. But at one point, I didn't think they were going to catch me, and I honestly thought, I don't think I'll survive another circuit of the ring.
Yeah.
So when I came out, that's what's going through my head. I'm like, I cannot let this dude get dragged, because I'm thinking, it's not this. For me, horses jump the fence of the arena, it's dragging through, it's taken out, your lifeless body is taken out, prams and all sorts of stuff, you know. You've got the local orphanage is here, and you mowed all them down. So I was like, I've got to cut the rope. So that's what it comes down to. Anyway, so
let's take a dive.
How was everything? Everything's all right. Horses all right.
Yeah. We got back on and
we went round again.
And it was in my head. I'm like, I'm doing this for Rolo. Was I doing it for Rolo? No, because he went in and was like, yeah, let's go 30 miles an hour again. And I was like, well, no, okay, actually, maybe I'm doing it for me.
I think it was the right thing. I think from an organisational point of view, what should have happened, thinking of it not from the horse, not from you guys, is it should have been red carded, posted for an investigation to find out what went wrong, how it went wrong, because we were that close to something serious. However, you going in was also extremely right. That being said, we are going to move on to the next section. We're going to play another advert. Then we've got the limited edition, only just back, and throwing grenades around. And also, all the horse riders are outside, very drinking right now. So this is what they're going to do. You jump out. You're going to say it.
Demonstration we do, we will always try and get some adults in, trying some like Harrison or one of the bigger owls, and then we always involve the children as well. It's really important to get the children to understand about these birds and give them a bit of education about them as well, so we get all the little kids in, find some of the smaller birds, the kestrels, the American kestrels, and then we do a couple of the falcons as well. So it's just about getting people involved.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Mark from the Living Heritage Chainsaw Carvers, and you've got quite a big competition going on this weekend.
Today we're doing the full palette. You can use all aspects of tools, so chainsaws, grinders, whatever. 15 hours to create what they do all at once. There are many carvers here who've got good names. Get people here who have been to university studying art. And then you get people like myself and others with chainsaw operator, we cut trees out for a living. Every person, at whatever level they are, is producing their best work. It's a 2-day show, but this is probably like a week build, and I have no idea how long it takes them to tidy up after it.
We're back.
Okay, so I've got 4 very excited horse riders here from the elite class who are ready to watch.
Well, we're going to show their practice.
Okay, so limited edition are back, ladies, and we're going to show their practice. And yeah, let's do that. Just show the practice and let us know what you think about that. So you come. Our mic is up still. Yeah. Any thoughts so far?
It's nice to see them race.
Nice casual canter there.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, you can talk.
So they said earlier today they haven't boarded behind, I can't remember the horse's name. Paddy. They haven't boarded behind Paddy since 2020.
What? No.
I don't know. Since the last time they competed.
Yeah.
Anyway, they haven't touched
years,
they haven't touched the horse. They haven't done any practicing or anything like that. That looks pretty good.
And to come back and still be that good.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Aidan has, wasn't interested in any other teams, but when he heard this team might be coming up, he was more intrigued.
He was keen, wasn't he?
Yeah, but does he just want to run on someone else's title? You know.
Well, I mean.
I guess this will prove Tom's boarding, won't it?
So in terms of what do you think, guys?
I don't think they're any threat for Just Wing It.
No.
Okay, a lot of faith there. What do you think, Amy?
I can't wait to touch the race against them, to be honest. Quite good to see all that against each other on the field.
When was the last time you guys raced against each other? That would have been.
It was 2023, wasn't it?
No, 2022 was last year. Yeah, and you at that time you were bringing up Blues and Twos. You got Top and Tails. How about you?
I mean, we weren't racing. We weren't competitions for anybody. Like.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah.
Because you were in the wild cards era.
Yeah, we had Tara at that point, and it could be one run out of maybe 30 runs that would be the one, and it was very inconsistent.
And you'd say you've come along a lot since then, since you've had time.
I'm quite excited actually to race them against with Harry, because he's just completely different. Like he's just a different horse to Tara, and he's awesome.
So I think we're gonna show you the interview now that Lloyd gave, and then we're gonna watch. Then we're gonna come back to you afterwards and get your responses.
More rivalry, which I still have some things.
Tom, honestly, if we beat you, you've had a disaster. We've had 3 years off.
Yeah.
If we beat you, you've had
you got to stay on the horse.
I nearly brought it up at points. I am riding with the person probably with the highest horse fall off rate. Out of all the riders I know, I think you've probably got the highest fall.
It's not about how many races you complete, it's about how fast the races that you do complete are. Border Championship, Rider Championship.
Well,
I'd won one Border Championship.
Basically,
you didn't win,
basically what's gone on here is the new people think Just Wing It's the standard.
Ooh.
But it's not. It's limited edition. It's the standard. Alright?
Is that what you're throwing down?
Honestly, we are here.
It's been a while since I've seen this, Lloyd. I'm enjoying it, but it's been a while since I've seen this, Lloyd.
It's great. Do you know what?
I'm really enjoying it.
If we come third,
if that's how we go into the arena, I'm more than happy.
If we come third or better, it's a disaster for Top and Tails and Just Wing It.
Didn't they win it the year that Winston wasn't in it?
Yes.
So didn't they kind of win by default anyway? Because there was no one to go against.
Well, Just Wing It and Top and Tails and Blues and Twos were in that competition, so I wouldn't say nobody.
But we've just established that Annette wasn't ready yet. She had Tara. You were bringing on Sally, and Innie's a legend.
Well, the competition.
But do you know what I mean? So actually, did they just win by default?
And.
Sounds like a lot of talk.
It does.
What happens tomorrow?
When did Lloyd fall off? What show was that at?
Every show.
Yeah, several shows.
Although you have fallen off a lot as well.
So Annette, I need a direct response. You know, people think that you are the standard, and he says you're not.
I mean, where were they at the beginning of the season?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it taking you this long to come in? Is it just so you can be like, well, we can't win the championship? You know, it's all talk. Should have been here at the first one.
So, but can we sort of guarantee that you are going to be here next season when they're talking about coming back for their...
I know I could pull their card and just be like, yeah, I got the championship, I'm coming back.
Okay.
It also depends. It depends who you're racing against, because you stepped it up massively when TNT came back. Because if the race isn't there, what are you racing against?
What's the
So it's not necessarily the standards, that's where the race
How did
is
the rest of you
sitting
feel
at the
though
minute.
that he's really discounted your teams and just said, well, I'm going to beat you anyway?
Bring it.
I'll have a go.
Oh, treat us.
I don't think we needed this.
So I'll jump in again, Tom. On that bombshell, that's been the day before Cheshire 2025. We've got 2 heats tomorrow, which will be live streamed. We may well have a podcast tomorrow evening to try and talk about the things that happened during the day, and then we have 2 streams on Sunday. But you should only be watching the live streams if you are not within a reasonable driving distance of 5 hours to come and see the show. Thank you very much. We'll see you all again soon.